Good morning, good morning. What hair? Don't care. So I'm like really late, like 38 minutes late getting on here today. I overslept. I woke up, sorry, I'm in Boise still, and it's an hour later than it is at home. And so when I woke up, it was 8 o'clock here, which is 7 o'clock at home. I'm like, oh, criminy, I gotta get in the shower first. I gotta do this first. So anyway, here I am, a little bit late, but you know, trying to get a little coffee in me now. I had another fabulous day yesterday. Good morning, Shelley. I had another fabulous day yesterday. I got to go to church and see my dear friend, Reverend Jackie Holland. I love her so much. She's so awesome. And it was great. They talked about abundance and what abundance truly means. It's not always about the money, right? It's about the love and the joy and the people we have in our lives and so many other things, not just money, like we kind of tend to think sometimes. The music was fantastic. Can't think of her name right now. Bittrick is her last name, I think. Wow, beautiful singer, beautiful voice. And she belted out Mariah Carey's Hero like nobody's business. Oh my God. It was like everybody had chills in there. And that's such a great church. If you're in Boise and you want to go to a non-denominational church, go check out the Center for Spiritual Living. It's right over on Franklin and Fairview. They have a kids class and a teens class. It's a pretty small congregation. If you're used to going to one of the mega churches, you'll be like blown away because it's very small, but it's more intimate, and you get to talk to people and meet people and know who people are, which I value that a lot personally. I always prefer smaller groups like that I can just get engaged with instead of going someplace that, you know, has 1,000 people in the audience. For me, that's just me personally, you know, that's not doing church to me. Doing church for me is about the people and the connections, the support, the tribe. And then I headed out to one of the wineries, San Chapelle, out in the Sunny Slope area. If you're a wine lover, you really need to come here. We've got some fabulous wineries. And so I spent the afternoon there with my cousin Sherry. We did a tasting. We had some appetizers. We sat there and talked for like 3 hours, just blah, 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 blah. And it was just beautiful to connect with her again and to be there. It's just, I can't tell you how much I miss those spur-of-the-moment trips that Sherry and I used to do, mostly Sherry and I. My friend Cheryl, when she still lived here, when my mom was here, you know, it's just kind of like, what are you doing this afternoon? Nothing. Want to head out? Okay. And we would just go spur of the moment. All through the summer, they have music on the weekends, have live music at several of the wineries. It's such a beautiful area. It's like the Snake River runs through that little valley there, and it's kind of rolling hills. And you're up on the hill with all the vines. There are orchards and orchards and orchards of all kinds of fruits, and the view just looking out, oh, it's just magnificent. And it literally takes my breath away every time I see it. It's kind of like when I drive to Sedona and you come just over that last hill before everything turns orange, and it just kind of like almost stops your heart. It's so beautiful. That's how it is for me out there as well. So beautiful area. If you've never been to Idaho, you really owe it to yourself to come check it out. I think I'm going to try to come back in June of next year because that's just like when everything is really revving up. The weather's getting really nice. And don't know why I'm so froggy today. And it's, you know, it's before like the real heat of the summer sets in and the forest fires start, because Boise and the Treasure Valley is a valley. And what happens when we get forest fires around us is that smoke comes into the valley and it gets trapped here. And so if there are any fires going on close by, it's really miserable. So July and August, I usually kind of try to avoid it. September again is muy bueno. So anyway, but I'm thinking maybe June next year. So if any of my friends want to come, plan a trip to come up to Boise for a few days or for a week or for whatever, let's just do it, huh? Let's just do it. I would love to come up here, and I'd love to bring some of my friends and show you around. Shelly, you ready? Let's go. Let's do it, girl. My Shelly likes her wine. And there's also, if you like bourbon, I don't know the difference between like bourbon and whiskey and some of that stuff because I don't drink them. But we have a Koenig distillery that he's like a master winemaker, but he also does bourbons. It's a distillery they have there, and they have a huckleberry vodka that is to die for as well. And that's just in that same area right by San Chapelle. There's Fujishin, is that the name of the other one? There's Houston. Oh my gosh, there's Sawtooth is now out there. They have a tasting room out there. And, Double Happy Wine and Bourbon. Okay, are you there? Does that mean I'm coming, Kerri? Let's do it, girl. So anyway, it's just so cool. It's so cool. It's so good to be back here. And then we went over to this little town between Nampa and Boise, kind of off to the side, but it's called Kuna. It's spelled like tuna, and it's pronounced like tuna. Siri says Kuna, and so does my sister Jody. It's Kuna. So, but the way they pronounce it here is Kuna. And there was this little, kind of a not real little dive Mexican food restaurant that we've gone to for years and years and years and years and years. Great food, not fancy at all. Nice people, and they just moved. They just opened up their new location a couple of months ago, and it's like so fancy. They changed their name from El Gallo Giro to Enrique's. Enrique's the owner and has been for ever and ever of the restaurant. And man, it was fancy, but it was really great food. I met up with my other cousin, Barb, who I adore. She was a teenager when I was little, so you can imagine she's pretty old now. Sorry, Barb. And she, my cousin Leslie and I just idolized her because she was so mature to us. She was so mature when she was like 12. So anyway, it was wonderful to meet up with her. And her friend Denise, who just moved here from Florida. And gosh, it was love and laughs and catching up on everything going on with each other's families. I don't know why we don't talk on the phone more. I'm not much for talking on the phone. I'm just not. I am for short conversations, but really long conversations, I don't know, I'm too antsy for them. And so anyway, but I need to do that more. I need to stay more in the loop and pick up the damn phone now and then, right? So anyway, on with today's story. Today we're going to talk about the third chakra, which is also known as the solar plexus, or the Manipura, jewel city is what Manipura translates as. I'm sure that's probably Sanskrit, right? The solar plexus chakra, navel chakra is also called, is associated with power and fire. So the solar plexus is just below your boobs, okay, in the center, higher up, just up from your belly button. Some say it's actually closer to the belly button. So, wherever you want to say it is, it's in that general area. I mean, it's probably only a couple of inches in that area right there, and that's where your solar chakra is. Self-control, self-discipline, willpower, and assertiveness stem from this chakra. This is an important chakra for healing and is related to our digestive system and how we absorb food and our experiences. It also has to do with the ego and self-esteem. The right amount of energy, you are confident and enthusiastic. Too much, you become arrogant. Too little, you feel anxiety, lack of trust, and emotional instability. The gland associated with the solar plexus is the pancreas. Ailments can include stomach problems, gallbladder issues, gas, constipation, liver ailments, nervous exhaustion, and eczema. The color for healing is yellow. It warms, it cheers, relaxes, and restores emotional well-being. Our gut instincts formulate in the solar plexus. Crystals to use: citrine, golden calcite, tiger's eye, and pyrite. Essential oils are vetiver, juniper, rosemary, peppermint. The note is E. The vowel sound is O, as in go. And there you go. There's your solar plexus. That's the big yellow spot right there. Cheery, sunny, happy, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just a quick trip through the chakras. We're doing one every day. So today's chapter from the Book of Awakening is called Heart and Path. Look at every path closely and deliberately. Try as many times as you think necessary. I tuck my feet in, they're cold. Then ask yourself, and yourself alone, does this path have a heart? If it does, the path is good. If it doesn't, it's of no use. That's by Castenada. Beautiful writings. If you've never read any of his books, beautiful writings. It takes 6 million grains of pollen to seed one peony, and salmon need a lifetime of swimming to find their way home. So we mustn't be alarmed or discouraged when it takes us years to find love or years to understand our calling in life. Everything in nature is given some form of resilience by which it can rehearse finding its way, so that when it does, it is practiced and ready to seize the moment. This includes us. When things don't work out, when loves unexpectedly end or careers stop unfolding, it can be painful and sad, but refusing this larger picture keeps us from finding our resilience. Then sadness can turn into discouragement, and pain can spoil into despair. Anybody been there? As the many grains of pollen birthed the one flower and the many eggs spawned birthed the one fish, each person we love and each dream we try to give life to brings us closer to the mystery of being alive. So we must try as many times as necessary until our many loves become one love, until our many dreams become the one dream, until heart and path feel the same. Yeah, and you know what? All I have to say about that is that when you follow your heart, really follow your heart, really listen to your intuition, your heart and your path should be aligned. So if you're doing a job that you don't love, might want to give it some thought. If you are in a relationship that you feel like your partner is not on the same path as you, is not going in the same direction, I want to give that some thought and figure out ways that either you can bring them together, or if one or the other needs to change, or maybe both. You know, there's a lot of people that just they're just ready for a fresh start. They're just done. And they go through these major upheavals in their lives, and everything that they know and everything is familiar to them, and they just burst forth away from that and into something even greater. Because, you know, when there's something that we're really, really longing, and we decide that we're going to take action, it's like the whole universe conspires to help us on our way. I've always said the universe always provides. It always provides. And, you know, some people choose not to do that. And, you know, that's okay. If that's your choice and you can live with that, awesome. Being on the same path and having your heart in it is so important. I love that. That's all I gotta say about that. I love Forrest Gump, don't you? Okay, so here's our exercise. Sit quietly and bring to mind your disappointments of dream and love. Breathe gently and try not to be too fully into your sadness. Instead, breathe deeply and try to see each not as a failure, but as a shimmering bead on a necklace your life is making. Oh, that's nice. A shimmering bead on a necklace your life is making. Breathe clearly and let these gems lead you to the next. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So, have a great day. Mine's going to be a little bit more low-key today. Rest up a little bit because it's been kind of a whirlwind. I haven't let any time go to waste since I've been here. You know how it is when you go on vacation, you need a vacation to get over it afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to have a little low-key day today, I hope. Maybe go out to lunch with the folks, and I'm going to go get a mani and a pedi. I picked off all my nail polish last night, which, you know, once I start, I can't stop. My poor little nails. My nails are so thin. They're awful. Awful. They always have been. And I can take vitamins up the wazoo. They're still like, I don't actually take them up the wazoo. I don't. I digress. So anyway, I'm going to go get a little treat with my friend Mila here and get my mani and pedi. And I have a session this evening, energy transfer reset session, and I'm excited about it. His wife had a session last week, and she's just so excited, and so he's getting one tonight, and it's so cool, you guys. You got to try the energy transfer reset. It's only $25 for a session. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. It's done online, so you don't have to be in person. I can do them with people from anywhere. And you can also have them done for other people in your life. I work with their higher consciousness, and it's called a remote session. And so if you have somebody that you really feel needs to have some healing, some quantum healing, and to relieve some of that stress and that pressure in their life, or if, you know, somebody who just keeps like running into brick walls over and over and hasn't figured out how to go around, you can request an ETR session on their behalf, and as long as their higher consciousness agrees, which, you know, most times, Trudy, the woman who did my session, told me that she had done like oh my gosh, like jillions of sessions, and she'd only had to come up twice. That their higher consciousness did not agree to it. So that can happen. If it does, I'll give you your money back. It's not a problem. $25 sessions though, and it's a great value, you know. I just really believe in it, and I believe the more of us that are doing these and raising our vibrations and moving into the fifth dimension energy, the faster we will be able to ascend. And so, you know, that's the reason why we offer them so inexpensively. So I just really believe in it, and I believe it's kind of my give back, because, you know, $25 for an hour session isn't going to keep a roof over most people's head, unless you're doing them like all day long or something. But, you know, it's really important. It's really important. And so if you're interested in that all, let me know. I typically do do them in the afternoons. And, you know, if you have a need to work outside of that, just reach out to me and we will put something together. It's not an issue, okay? So I will talk to you soon. Good, Shelley. I'd love to do that. I think you're going to really love it. So I will talk to you all tomorrow morning. Have a great day. I'm sorry this went so long. But I just have a lot of stuff to tell you about. I was so excited about my wineries and my cousins. So talk to you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye.